Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today I'm looking at One Piece 852, Germa's Failure. Now, albeit I'm doing this earlier than usual because I have had an early finish from work because of personal reasons. It's the later ones. Doctor's appointment today, so I've got some time, a window where I can get some of these videos out, and the remainder will be done when I'm back. So, with that being said, interesting chapter. Quite a bit happens, quite a lot of similarities to stuff that's happened in the past, and I would like to get into it and keep it short and sweet. Without further ado, let's get into this review. So, Reiju, point number 1. So this is an important point because she's a key dynamic in the whole story, but let's just kind of go over what happens. She wakes up, she doesn't know what's really happening, she's informed by Sanji of what's happening, and then she makes a decision on what to do with the information. She chooses not to tell anybody about it, to keep silent, not to kind of have a counter plan at the moment, or she might, she's not telling Sanji, but because she feels, because all the bad things that they've done, all the assassinations, there's blood on their hands, they really should just die. You know, Germa should die. They've been around, the legend should end. She also informs Sanji that she's been programmed and manipulated her genes in a way that she cannot disobey her father, even though she has feelings more like Sanji compared to the other three. She cannot disobey him. She also deserves to die. Her hands are wet with blood and she's just as guilty as they are. So that's a really important thing because she's ready to give up her life. This may set up, hopefully, her for Nakama. Point number 2. Sanji's backstory. Even before he was born. And then a bit of his childhood. So, what we find out is when the four were being made, I guess, or altered, or before they were getting altered, the mother was against the whole idea, but it was the father that pushed it to happen, the gene alteration, the gene splicing and the gene manipulation, so that they could have these abilities. The mother was very against it, and she took a drug to counteract those specific genes. The problem with it is it affected her. Now, of the children, the only person that came out normal was Sanji, and it was kind of like the ugly duckling syndrome. Oh, he'll grow up and it'll be something special later. It just never happened because he was born to be a human. But because of that, it affected and it took the life of his mother. But then when Reiju was explaining it, because you got to look at it in this way, you are not to blame for your mother's death. You need to look at the reason why she wanted you to be human. It was love. And that's an important thing, because if you look at everything else in his backstory, it's always been bad. But the one thing that was good was the love from the sister and the mother. And that's an important thing. That's going to be a fueling factor in the future. People have different reasons for ambition. Some do it for pride. Some do it for, wanting to be the best. And some do it for love. So this is on all the more reason for a man to become a monster and Sanji to be really a part of the monster trio in the new world. Point number 2, Sanji's backstory. Point number 3 is really 2 parts, so we'll separate them to 3 and 4. It's to do with the escape of Luffy. So we find out that Luffy's escaped, and that's perfect. We find out that basically to escape they had to burn the books because they knocked out the guy whose books it was, I believe. So by doing that, they've effectively the chain has started for this rebellion. Now this is interesting because they mention very easily, and it's very obvious, links to Impel Down. So, remember how we met? We met when he was in jail, except the roles are reversed. Now Jimbie's on the outside and Luffy was on the inside. They broke free. And basically, it's like that now. Now they will need to get to Sanji. Last time they needed to get to Ace. It is very much a mirror reflection of Impel Down, part of this arc. Now, I'm hoping the difference is when it led to Ace dying, it leads to Sanji living, is the mirror thing with this one. I'm hoping it kind of reminds me of this manga reviewer. He did some theories from Japan One Piece theories. I can't remember his name, but that's where I got the idea. It's called the Through the Looking Glass theory, where everything is reversed. So that's an interesting point to bear in mind. Now, with that being said, questions are asked of Jimbie. You had actions to take care of, and those actions are now taken care of. He has dealt with what he needed to have dealt with Big Mom, for now to be the Nakama. That is pretty much what he's gearing up towards. I hope there's no excuses. I hope we don't lose him. I hope he doesn't die. I hope he doesn't have anything else to do. I hope this is the time, by the end of this arc, we get him on the crew. That's what I'm hoping for. That's point number 3. Let's move on to point number 4. Point number 4. Luffy's like tired and hungry and everything else, and he has to go save Sanji's life. So he starts running and starts beating people's asses. They're on floor 1. He kicks everyone's ass on floor 2. Then the message goes up to floor 4, where Brook is fighting against Big Mom, and one of the Sweet Commanders, you know who, Miss Gigantica Squeezy the Juicer, is basically there, and she takes it upon herself to say, look, do not tell Big Mom, deal with it, and do not let them pass the 3rd floor. We'll seal it off, and you do what you need to do. She doesn't need to know. She will rampage. The plans will go up in smoke. And I'm not sure where the infirmary is to where Sanji is, but it's going to be 4th or 5th floor. So it's important that this gets dealt with. So this ultimately builds up the battle on the 3rd floor, which again is like Impel Down, because the opposite is now. So they're going up floors, whereas Impel Down they were going down floors. So I'm guessing Sanji is going to be on level 5 or level 6. And basically, I'm guessing last time we fought Magellan, the poison fruit guy, it might be a chance for him to fight this other Sweet Commander, whose name I've forgotten right now, which I'm trying to avoid, who's got the juicing fruit, the tall, gigantic, good-looking lady, and that might be his battle to mirror that of Impel Down. Or I could be completely wrong, but then that's point number 4. Point number 5. Sanji, what are you waiting for? I like this one because it kind of comes full circle with it starts off with Sanji, ends with Sanji, and it's kind of a Luffy as well, the way the panels worked out. But there's so many things that I'll mention here, and I keep thinking to myself, Reiju for Straw Hat. I keep thinking that because I just think it's cool. I just think it's a good idea. Now, things to bear in mind. There were certain things that were stopping Sanji from moving forward. Big Mom's threat on Baratier, the handcuffs, Luffy leaving alive, and the crew. Here's all this answered. Luffy starting a rebellion. That is not going to get quelled anytime soon. He's going to kick ass and make his way to the 3rd, and eventually go face to face with Big Mom if Brook, the Soul King, hasn't done his magic. That's the first thing. Number 2, we find out the handcuffs are a dud. Now this was a bit of an interesting dynamic for me, because it was kind of built up to be a major plot point in the story, and it's kind of been thrown to the side, thrown out the window. I don't know if this is a change in story dynamic by the Order, it's a change of plans, or he's been asked to rush through this because he wants to get to Wano. I'm not sure, but it just seemed a bit rushed. They just threw that to the side, convenient even. And we find out that Big Mom isn't really interested in Baratier at all. She basically just wants to kill the people that lead Germa 66. And Reiju's basically saying, you've got no reason to be here. Just go. It's fine. Nothing's stopping you. And I think this is going to lead to the reconciliation with Luffy, but it's going to go out with a bang. And that bang is the bomb. I just think that's going to happen. All hell's going to break loose. I thought Pedro might jump in there, but no, Pedro's kind of goal has been kind of set already. Big Mom is being occupied now by Brook, the Soul King, who's got some soul, and he's doing damage. All the pieces are coming together. We're still waiting for that chopper movement, and maybe that's going to be the escape. Maybe you figure out, okay, pull them through the mirror, get to the next exit, get out, be on your way, jobs are good. And it might be like that. A lot of things are happening, and we need to end this video now with bad news. We're off next week, but I've got some theories I want to discuss, and I will discuss them in the next couple of days to hopefully cover the gap of no One Piece. They will be on the dedication to Luffy, of the crew, reconciliation, and how all that dynamic works, and there'll be another thing about Sanji, all coming out. Anyway, Thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry if it feels a bit rushed. I am short for time. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Peace.